Well, it's that time of year again. The grass is green, the sky is blue, and the forecast is for temps in the mid-70s. Yes, it's February. And no, I'm not going to go on a rant about global warming. What I am going to go on about is spring training, and you can be part of it. Yep, baseball is back. It seems that the off-season gets shorter all the time. The playoffs extend into early November. The regular season now starts a little earlier every year, with a few teams heading off somewhere overseas to play a few games in late March. This year it'll be the Dodgers and Padres playing a two-game set in South Korea. The Dodgers get to show off their billion-dollar investments in two new players. You heard correctly. Ohtani got $700 million over 20 years, and Yamamoto signed for $325 million. Anyway, these guys need to get ready to play, and spring training started yesterday or today. February 14th and 15th for pitchers and catchers. For most teams, full squads will mostly report by next Monday, the 19th of February. So how does the whole spring training thing work, and what are your options to travel and be part of it? Well, Major League Baseball has split the teams into two groups, the Cactus League and the Grapefruit League. Each is made up of 15 teams. The Cactus League plays in Arizona, and the Grapefruit League plays in Florida. These are great travel destinations when you want to escape the cold, get a little sun, sand, and yes, watch a little bit of America's pastime. In Arizona, the greatest distance between two ballparks for spring training is only about 30 miles. So you have a real shot at seeing lots of teams, even during a short visit. Often, teams share a sports complex. For example, the Seattle Mariners and the Arizona Diamondbacks both play at the same field in Peoria, Arizona. Over in Florida, the distances are greater. Some teams play on the Gulf Coast around Tampa, St. Pete, Sarasota, while others play on the Atlantic coast near West Palm Beach. That's a distance of nearly 230 miles and could take up to 4 hours to drive. But not to worry, there are 5 teams on the Atlantic side, 10 teams on the Gulf side, so you have plenty of options. So why exactly is this a travel topic? Well, it's because a lot of people have vacation coming up next week, or at different times in March. Tens of millions of kids have midwinter break next week, February 19th to 23rd. So why not grab the kids and drive someplace warm and sunny for a few days? Watch a bunch of games and get your fill of peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Maybe you won't even care if you ever get back. In March, most young adults that are in college will have spring break. Looking at the college calendars, spring break is split over the weeks starting Saturday, March 2nd, March 9th, March 16th. A few colleges actually start their spring break next week. There's a link in the description down below with the spring break dates for all colleges. And I know what spring breaker cares about baseball. Well, I figure it this way. You still get to drink beer, you improve your tan, warm sunshine, and maybe that young lady you met last night is actually into baseball and will find you even more irresistible if you take her to a ball game during the afternoon, before heading back to the clubs or onto the beach in the evening. So what does it cost to go to a game? Well, actually, games don't start until February 24th, but the really cool thing about spring training is that most, if not all, practices are open to the public. Often teams will practice between 9 a.m. and 12 noon. There are multiple fields at each complex, and position players go to different areas. This means that coaches and players are much more accessible. If you're a big baseball fan like me, that means a lot more opportunity to snag some autographs, catch a foul ball, and generally, hold on, is someone asking me if I ever caught a foul ball? The answer is an emphatic yes. At the last Mariners game I went to, Adam Jones of the Orioles hit a line shot down the third baseline. It ricocheted off a seat a few rows behind me and then made a beeline right for my head. But cool as a cucumber, I reached up and made a clean two-handed grab, and it didn't even sting. That ball ended up the property of a 7 or 8-year-old kid you see here, sitting next to me, whose birthday it was that night. So all right, back to spring training and game tickets. All right, so the best thing to do is to head over to mlb.com/tickets/spring training. What you can do there is you can go down and find your favorite team, look for, say, the Mariners, and then we can decide on a game, click on particular game, and that'll take you over to the seating chart, and you can see the different sections and click on them. Lawn seating starting at $17. Out here in the lower bleachers, $25. Right behind home plate and up, $27. So lots of different choices. So find your team, find your stadium, and pick your tickets. Prices seem pretty reasonable right now. Both Arizona and Florida locations are no strangers to tourism, and they're loaded with hotels, restaurants, beaches in Florida, golf courses in both places, and they're generally set up to accommodate a good number of people over the next 6.5 weeks that make up spring training. In Arizona, Phoenix is the main airport, but pro tip here, Tucson is actually served nonstop from more than 15 cities, and it has better on-time performance than Phoenix, faster baggage claim, etc. You're going to be renting a car anyway to visit the different ballparks, so the 100-mile difference may not be that big a deal. It's worth looking into. In Florida, you can fly into West Palm Beach, Miami, Fort Lauderdale for the Atlantic Coast teams. The West Coast is served by Tampa Airport, Sarasota Bradenton, and even St. Pete Clearwater Airport. If you live in Orlando, you might want to consider taking that new Brightline high-speed rail down to West Palm Beach to see spring training games. It's one of the U.S.'s first true high-speed rail lines, and it adds to the coolness of the trip as you race along it up to 125 miles an hour. Well, there it is. Spring training time is here, and maybe you should be there. Grab the kids, your wife, maybe your girlfriend, a couple of bros, and head down to the sunshine and be part of the intro to the new season of Major League Baseball. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.